Hello everyone, my name is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pentest Diaries. First of all, Happy New Year to all of you. Hope everyone is safe and secure. Here I am with a new tutorial series in which I try to cover Red Team lab setup. Earlier in 2020, I've covered all the Red Team techniques where you can prefer with that AD integration wherever you have a setup for the Active Directory base. So if a user is having a low privilege user, or even if attacker is not having any accessibility directly with the network itself, so if attacker is in a position to compromise a local user also, then in that case attacker can reach to the domain control. I have explained everything in my tutorial. You can visit to my playlist of the red teaming. So in this series like once I publish those tutorials, so I'm just so many persons are giving a feedback like the techniques you have explained us, but where exactly we have to implement it. To get it implemented, most of the persons are preferring either for the third party subscriptions or something like that. But the problem is that it's a limited period, like a month or 2 months or 3 months you have to take it. Then after that you required something on your system itself. So here I'll try to explain you like how can you make your lab setup on your own system itself, what are the things you required, and everything I'll try to cover in this tutorial itself. So stay with me for the entire series. I'll try to explain you each and everything. So in this tutorial I'll try to cover, these are the topics which I'll try to cover it. First of all, I'll just try to explain you what is a red teaming. It may be a possibility few persons who are watching this video are aware about the red teaming, but I'm considering like if a new person who is not aware about the red teaming, I'll try to explain those things. Other than that, what are the components we require for the lab setup on our system itself? What are the things RAM, what are the storage and everything. I'll just try to get it covered over here itself. What are the things we require to get it complete a lab setup on our host system. We not prefer with any third party or a cloud based any lab. Okay, then after that, what actually the architecture we can design it, how many forest domain controller, how many systems servers are present over there. Those are the things I'll try to get it covered in architecture design of the lab. Then we can proceed further with the installation process. I'll try to explain you very fastly, like over there I'll try to explain you from where exactly you can take a ISO image, what exactly the configuration you have to give it to the systems, and then accordingly you can configure your systems, and the installation will be get completed for the domain controller, even for the system itself. Once the installation is get completed, we'll prefer with the configuration of the systems. In the configurations of the system, we'll try to make it like static IP addresses. We have to define it. Definitely for the servers we require the static IP addresses. Even for the domain control we require the static IP address. Host name we have to configure it appropriately. Those are the steps we try to get it covered. And even the most important thing, up to date, all the patches will be put it over there on the system itself, so our systems are fully up to date. That was the thing. I'll just try to get it covered in this. And the second last topic is a configure a domain controller and the forest. So how to configure a domain controller and a forest. So 2 forests I'll try to get it covered, and 3 domain controller, 2 other domain controller, and 1 is a subdomain controller, and the last one is a configure system in domain. So how to integrate any systems in a domain itself or in a forest itself. So I'll try to cover those things. These are the topics which I try to cover up in this tutorial, but it may be a possibility few new things while I start doing preparing a tutorials, then it may be a possibility few things will more be in the list. So these are the initial topics which I'll try to get it covered. So now we'll start with the first topic, that is introduction to red teaming. So as you're already aware about red teaming is a type of technique, or I can say that it's a type of methodologies where the persons are a bit aware about different type of techniques. Red teamers, we can say like this terminology is introduced by a US based defenses. Like earlier defense systems, they required their setup or their information to be bit secure, so that was the reason they have introduced a new technique, that is a red teaming. They hired the red teamers person over there itself. Recently, I can say that 5 or 10 years back itself, the companies are also utilizing that same technique, and now the companies are also aware about the red teaming techniques, and they hired the person to perform the red teaming task or the operations on their companies, on their system itself. So in the red team itself, like it's a type of the penetration testing, I can say that. But in case of penetration testing, we have a limited scope on itself. In case of red team, we don't have any scope. We can go beyond our limit with our ultimate goal to get it compromised. We'll try to search for loopholes and everything. Those are the things are coming under the red teaming techniques. Okay, now I can say that what are the tactics are coming under the red team. So if you're talking about the red team, so I'll just categorize in 4 sections. It may be a possibility we have other categories also, but I'll try to sum up in all 4 sections itself. So first one is the most common thing, email and a phone based social engineering, where maybe a possibility if you're working in a corporate section, most of the time you're getting any phishing email from third party sections or even from your company also. Those we can call it as a email, as a phishing email. In case of phone based social engineering, I can say that like most of the time on a DEX phone, we are getting a phone from any unknown number, and maybe a person is telling that I'm just calling from your IT support center, and your account is get locked. You want to get it unlocked, you have to provide your username and a password. Those things are performing by the phone-based social engineering. The second topic is a network service exploitation, where whatever the network appliances we are utilizing on our system, those stuffs we just have to check it whether it's up to date or not, whether we are using a WAF, we are using any firewall, routers, switches, whatever the stuffs we are utilizing. We try to see that whether the iOS, whatever the firmware is up to date or not, is there any known exploit is available in the market or not. If it's available, we'll try to penetrate that to level how to get it compromised and reach to the inside network. In the third section, I can say that it's a physical facility exploitation. In this section, it's a different type of techniques, like mainly the companies are not preferring with the physical type of red teaming, as in this case like a person is assigned for it to check like what actually the physical security of our company. A person without having any security authentication, the person is not having any ID card, any access card. Without access card, the person is trying to go inside of the company. In few cases, even without having the access of a data center, the person can reach to that lab setup and even for that server section. So those are the things. And even the access section, even how soon we can we have the visual section over there itself. Is there any accessibility, the checks, multiple checks is over there itself. So those things we can try to get it check over there in the physical exploitation section. In the application exploitation, it's a type of the application testing where we try to check like whatever that application is exposed to the internet, whether those applications are bit secured or not. If I'm talking about any banking application, whether our payment gateway is appropriately integrated with our website or not. Is there any loophole, is there any thing is in between of it which can be exploitable by any third party person. So those things we'll try to get it covered in this. So these are the stuffs I'll try to cover in the introduction section. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time. If you want to connect with me, please access below mentioned link of LinkedIn, or you can visit my blog. Thank you so much. I'll publish the next video soon. Bye bye.